Hello, in this video I want to make a tutorial on how to get water in your level. This is a tutorial for Halo 3. I have a little example of right here, which is just pretty much a small little riverbed, and this tutorial assumes that you have Blender set up with the Halo 3 editing kit, or the Halo Modules editing kit, and you have a basic understanding of Blender and a basic understanding of just like making levels in Halo, specifically Halo 3. So to start off with a little bit of explanation on how water actually works in Halo 3, it's handled by two separate files. One file is the structure file, and basically in your structure file, you'll just have a thin 2D plane that handles the visual aspects of water. Um, and then you'll have a second file, which is your structure design file, and that's a volume that basically if the player enters it, they will be in water. I'll actually show you real quick how you want your folders set up. So in this, so this is in your data folder. You're probably familiar with your structure file if you've been making maps already, but if you're new to adding water, this structure dash design folder, not file, folder is probably new to you. So in your data folder, where you have your level, go ahead and make a folder and name it structure dash design. And then we'll switch over to Blender now. Uh, Let me delete this actually. So here's our level in Blender. And in order to start making water for our level, the first thing we want to do is get the visual bits set up in the structure file. So we'll make a plane, and this will be the top of our water. So oh, and one other thing, the reason why I have the kind of ground of the level down here away from the origin is if your world origin is underwater, it kind of bugs out and makes your entire level like kind of underwater, but not really. Like you'll hear splashing sounds and stuff. So keep your level root, the origin of your world, out of any water volumes. So just make water plane here. That's good enough. We'll subdivide this a couple times. Yeah, that's good. And just like when you make anything, always set the scale or else it won't import correctly. So for this, we're gonna add, I already have the material set up actually. We're gonna add, so for this example, we're just gonna be using Valhalla's water texture. So to get that on your plane that you've made, go ahead and title it river space riverworld underscore water underscore rough and then apostrophe at the end. Um, that apostrophe is very important because that tells the exporter that this is a water plane. So, and then go down here to this little triangle symbol, and under UV maps, you're going to want to make 3 more UV maps. Uh, this first UV map pretty much handles, if we just unwrap it, this first UV map handles the actual like the way it works the way you would expect a UV map to work. It puts the texture on the water or the plane. So because it's a repeating texture, we want to scale this up, and we're actually going to rotate it because Valhalla's water is animated to flow, so I want it flowing down the side because it flows from left to right, I believe. And then the second UV map, this handles how dark in color the water is depending on the Y value. So if I just scale all these points down to one single point, this Y value right here dictates how dark the water is. So for this example, we're just going to turn this up to like, okay, 20. I think 20 is like a good number. Something you can do if you want like a nice, actually, yeah, if you want like a nice blend from like the ground to the water, you can take the points at the edge here and turn on to where like selections here shared over here. You can move these down. That will make the edges lighter, so it starts off light and then gets darker. This UV map, the third one, I have no idea what it does, so just unwrap it. This third UV map, I believe handles. Actually, it's one of these. I can't remember which one. One of these handles how rough the water is and how wavy it is. Uh, I'm just gonna move both these values up a little bit because that's just kind of the workflow I've always followed when working with water. But now we can save and we can, let's see, make sure we apply scale, file save, file export .as. Make sure that you are exporting your game version set to Halo 3. And just delete my old file. And then we're going to import our example level. And now we have water in the level, but if I try to say throw a grenade into the water, there's no splashing, there's no water sounds, and that's because we haven't set up our structure design file yet. So in order to start doing that, the way I just do it is I'll Shift D to duplicate my water plane. I'll come over here and rename this to like, you need to put a tilde at the front of it because this will tell the exporter that this is a water volume. So tilde, and then just water volume. And then we'll go ahead and extrude it downwards. And one thing also is make sure for the water volume that your normals are facing outwards. So we can just do Control Shift N and recalculate the normals from inside to outside. In order to see the normals, like these blue little lines right here, just click up here, check this box down here. And then, just to be safe, apply scale. And this is now our water volume. So let's hide everything we don't want to export. There might be a better way to do this, but this is just how I do it. So we just have our water volume. We'll save, file, export. And we're not going to export to our structure folder. We're going to export to our structure design folder. I already have one here. I'll just delete that. And we'll export our AS file to the structure design folder, just exporting this water volume. And we'll go over to our tool over here. We'll do tool structure dash design levels solo water tutorial structure design water .as. So this will import the water volume. And now, oh, okay, one more thing. So after you've imported your water volume, you're going to have to set it in Gorilla. So go ahead and open up Gorilla, navigate to where your .scenario file is, and go ahead and open it in Gorilla. It's going to take a second to open. And then under structure design, you're going to want to have to manually set your level structure design file. And also, if you're working with multiple BSPs, make sure you are selecting the BSP that your water volume is in. This only has one BSP, but up here there will be multiple BSPs if your level has multiple BSPs, so make sure you're selecting the right one. File, save, and that should update our level to where now, oh, when I throw a grenade, the water's working properly. We have nice ripples, we can walk through the water, it makes splashing sounds. And one more little bonus thing I'll show here, this is if we see our river is flowing in this direction, but if, say, if I die in the river, and I want the river to carry my body, like, as if it's flowing, you can see I just float in one spot here. To set that up, it's actually really easy. Just in Blender, create a empty arrows, scale it up so we can actually see it, and go ahead and parent the arrow to your water volume. So it should look like this in your hierarchy. And then name this hashtag water direction. So water direction, parented to that, wherever the X is pointing is the direction the water will flow. So with that done, we can then save, export, structure design, then re-import your level, structure design command, and now any debris or bodies in the water should flow with the specified direction. So that's going to be it for this water tutorial, and yeah.